what's good, everybody? What's good, everybody? Appreciate you stopping through. We're gonna dive into this junk, man. We're gonna dive right on in. Little avatars all messed up. That's an ugly look. Let me see if I can fix that real quick, man. Y'all bear with me 1 second, real quick. Y'all bear with me. My bad. My daughter having some letting it be known she in the house. Nah, it's still there, man. It's still there. We gonna get that fixed real quick. But we're not gonna be here for too long. Definitely just wanted to cook on a few things, temperature to lead things that's going on right now, man. Dive in and give a little insight, give a little feedback on them joints, man, and we're gonna keep rocking from there. But yeah, man, definitely wanted to make sure. Shout out salute to you, man. Appreciate you stopping through. Uh, got a proper intro, yeah. Yeah, no, I was messing around with this my little avatar joint. I just noticed it. It's the little invisible person, so I was trying to fix it real quick, but I must have connected too quick. Either way, it don't matter. We still gonna cook, and you know what I'm saying. I ain't gonna be here for too long. Definitely gonna cook on this and then get up out of here and let everybody enjoy the rest of their day, man. But yeah, you got just a few topics. You know what I'm saying. We're gonna dive in on. We're gonna talk about what I mean the Ja Morant situation. We're gonna talk about KD, the false narrative they was trying to push. We're gonna talk about the Warriors and Grizzlies. Do they consider it having a so-called quote unquote rivalry? And then we got some surprise topics we're gonna touch on too, man. Other big names, people being injured. You know what I mean? Zion Williamson. Then we got who else, man? We got Luca, who said he felt a pop and things of that nature. So we're just gonna touch a little bit of everything as far as you know what I mean, what's going on. And salute to my mom in the building. Salute to you, mama. Don't pay too much or read the chat too much. There might be some people saying some stuff in there that ain't aligned with your beliefs. So yeah, I want to make sure you're not seeing something like what in the world. But yeah, we're gonna touch on it all, man. Like I said, you got some crazy stuff that's going on, man. A lot of these injuries. It's been a crazy injury littered year, and that's been the most confusing part about it is why has it been so injury littered? What exactly has been going on? What's causing all these injuries? Like when's the last time you never seen a season where you have pretty much the star, a star or the star from every team, or just about every team having to miss a game or two due to the fact of injury? Like it's been a long time since we didn't had a league. um, Injuries like this that's happened at this pace, man. It's been a very long time. I honestly don't even remember the last time, and as long as I've been watching basketball for that I've seen during the season, there's been so many injuries. But yeah, we're gonna cook on all that, man. We're gonna cook on all of it. Just waiting for a few of the people to get in. But actually, like we got a few in, so I'm gonna go ahead and just dive in on it, man. So this John Moran situation, man. As I had stated previously, not to keep harping on and talking about it, man, but we gotta keep y'all updated with the latest news that's going on. And as I was saying before, when they first announced, I mean, that he was gonna be having a suspension or anything like that. First it came out saying, it's gonna be 2 to 3 games, and they said 2 games. Then they switched it when I called it saying it's not gonna be 2 games, it's gonna be indefinitely. And guess what happened? They insist, he was suspended indefinitely. And then obviously, the NBA launched their own investigation to figure out exactly what's going on and things of that nature. And the NBA is still investigating it. And then obviously out of nowhere, DP Rock in the building, man. Salute to you. Appreciate you stopping through. Let me get you right real quick. Appreciate you, my brother, for sliding through. I as well, I lost my train of thought there for a second, but no, out of nowhere, to Colorado, saying that police department saying that making it public that they announced their investigation, and long story short of that, it yielded nothing, so they dismissed and not going to charge or carry on with that. Which I think to begin with, to be honest with you, and from a standpoint of what they should have done is just done that privately. There was literally no point. It made absolutely no sense in announcing publicly that you were launching an investigation into the situation of it. It made absolutely no sense, and I was just like, what is the point? Like, why would they even announce that? You know what I mean? Like it made no sense. And then to come back saying it was inconclusive or they, all charges or no charges will be brought or investigation yielded nothing. It's like they're trying to go back in time and and investigate something where you had to be there during the moment in order for them to have any rights to it. And they didn't, so yeah, it was more so it made it worse than what it seemed. You know what I mean? But again, hopefully that works in the factor or work in the benefit of John Morant, understanding that, what I'm saying, how serious this could have been. But then, the league, again, with the whole investigation of it, still coming back on that. But I think the league is leaving a lot of it to the Memphis Grizzlies as far as how they're handling the situation to deal with it, whether it be how many game suspensions and things of that nature. I mean, he's already missed, what was it? They did the indefinitely, so he's missed a handful of games already, but he's going to be away from the team for the additional 4 more games. So if you think about it, let's just say, for example, they pretty much suspended him 10 games and then they're going to fine him or something like that, or make him have to go to classes or seek additional help. Things he's already said he's doing. He already said he's going to go and get his mental right and get the help that he needs to get right and stuff like that. But the league, I think, is working in tandem with the Grizzlies as far as making sure that it's not coming off as far as them being like tolerating it, but at the same time, since nothing really came about it, no one was hurt, no one was injured. He addressed it, took ownership of it, and didn't run from it or make excuses of it. He manned up about the situation and he took it on the chin. And what I'm saying, he said stepping away from the team, and then he's going to go get the help that he needs. So it's like he's not running away from the situation. He's following the steps of what every other player that I'm saying when they've made mistakes in the past, what they've done. And what is that? A lot of those players, I'm saying, go and say they're going and getting the help that they need to get themselves better. They're going and getting the help that they need to make sure that they're on the up and up as far as from a mental standpoint. So he's doing everything preemptively, what I'm saying, that he needs to do. The unfortunate part is that that's not going to be enough for them in the public eye. Like they're not going to view it as enough. You know what I mean? They're going to definitely try and hold him to a different standard and want to make sure that I wouldn't say make an example out of him, but to some degree make an example out of him. That's kind of the vibe, and that's what I get from them of what they want to do and what they're going to be, trending towards doing. And so, again, he's a young man. He made a mistake. We all know what it was and what he's doing and things of that nature. So I'm not going to repeat any of that part, but that's where they're at with that. You know what I mean? And obviously, it's definitely impacting his team. I know they just had a tough, and again, that almost segues into one of the other topics I wanted to cook on, but I'll cook on that in a little bit later. But the team, they're trying to hold face right now. They're trying to make sure that they don't lose too much ground. You know what I mean? They're trying to make sure that they can keep themselves in the playoff contention and playoff race. I mean, because right now they're still in the third seed right now, but again, man, there's only about, let's just say, from the eighth seed up to the second seed, there's only a 5 game separation as far as the win in the win column. There's a 5 game separation. So any moment, any one of these teams can get on a hot streak, and we're going to see a lot of shift and movement in these standings. You know what I mean? I think the only team that's in a clear cut that's kind of on their own right now, that's head and shoulders above everybody is the Denver Nuggets. They're 7 games ahead of second place, Kings, which is surprising everybody. You know what I mean? That they're there. What's up, D-Man Junior? Appreciate you stopping through this joint, man. But a lot of people are surprised in the Sacramento Kings sitting at the number 2 seed. You know what I mean? So it's like anything can happen. But again, it's going to be tough for a team to catch the Nuggets again with them having that much of a lead out there, and there isn't that many games remaining. You know what I mean? It's only anywhere from like 15 to like it's definitely less than 20 games remaining for pretty much every team. So it's definitely going to be some things we're going to see coming down the line, man. Team's going to be tightening up. Injuries is going to be something that's going to definitely play a huge factor in part as far as the shakeout and what we see in these playoffs being made. Again, like I said, man, we haven't seen this many injuries in the league in such a long time. Like every single team just about has a big name or a major name that's out right now or has been out. Like, and I can literally just off the top of my head, I know Robert Williams III for the Celtics out, Ben Simmons out. You know what I'm saying, for the Brooklyn Nets, don't know exactly what's going on there, back, or I think they just, personally, I think they're going to get him up out of there. I think he don't have the mentality of what it takes to be a part of what the direction that team is headed. There's definitely going to be a team that's going to be interested, but it's definitely going to have to be the right situation for him. LaMelo Ball had to have, he's out. He had to have, I think, season-ending injury, or season-ending surgery on him. So it's like, yeah. And then Lonzo Ball, his brother, same situation, out for the season. Then Darius Garland, day to day. So they're probably going to take precautions with him just because they want to make sure he's healthy coming down the home stretch and going to the playoffs. Luka Doncic, same thing, day to day. But he was saying he was having, saying some left eye, left eye issue. You know what I mean? So it's like, again, all these players, man, all these players, and it's just crazy to me to look back and think of it. The Detroit Pistons, Cade Cunningham, out for the season. You know what I mean? Obviously, with the Warriors, Andrew Wiggins, a big name that's out. Gary Payton II, still out. Not sure what's happening with that, with the physical that's going on there. Um, and then obviously, Clippers, Norman Powell, Lakers, D'Angelo Russell, Anthony Davis is day to day. LeBron is out. Mobamba now is out. So again, man, every team across the league just about has a big name. Zion Williamson, another huge name that's out for obviously for the or for the Pelicans. Brandon Ingram is day to day, and it's like I feel bad for Zion, man, because he just has a situation for him, bro, with his weight and his explosiveness and how he plays. I don't really see him escaping being injury prone no time soon. And it's very unfortunate. He's a talented young man. He worked extremely hard in the off season, but it's just for some odd reason, bro. He just keeps ending up getting hurt. And you know what I mean? He's extremely injury prone for a guy that size is not good. So he's gonna have to make a very conscious decision of truly either changing his game so that no way he can minimize himself at risk of being hurt, or he's gonna have to actually lose some weight in a healthy way. So then that way those joints and the knees and ankles and things of that nature, they're not taking that much of an impact damage as far as having to carry that kind of size and like I said, how explosive he is. If he change, he's gonna have to do something because he is on the brink of a situation. I wouldn't say a Greg Oden type situation, but it's getting pretty close. I mean, he's been in the league for a few years now. And he's averaging playing under 30 games a season. That's not good at a player his age. That's not good. You can't be in the league for a few years, let's say 3 years now, and you literally have only played under 30 games a season. That's not a good look. That's not a healthy look. And then, you know what I'm saying, there's this whole Kevin Durant narrative that they trying to say, oh, he's gonna be out 5 to 6 weeks and all this other stuff. Anybody that's gonna play basketball, me and my brother G5 was talking about this too. Anybody that's ever hooped before at all and you've ever or any kind of sport that involve where you're doing lateral movement, things of that nature, if you roll your ankle and you roll it bad, as long as you get the proper treatment, rest, things of that nature, man, you should be straight within 2, if not the very most 3 weeks. And then obviously playing at the level they play and the type of caliber and player that KD is, they're not gonna rush him back. They're not gonna want to do what the Warriors did to him. You know what I mean? The Warriors, they rushed him back and look what happened. You know what I mean? He came back, popped his Achilles. It's like just one thing after another because he was overcompensating for it. So in the case with KD, man, he's perfectly fine. I think Devin Booker had came out and said the same thing as well, saying, KD's fine. He'll be all right. You know what I mean? He just rolled it. You know what I'm saying? He'll ice elevate it, get treatment for it, and he'll be good. Um, he'll be straight. You know what I mean? So I'm not concerned about it. But again, that weird narrative that came out of nowhere saying he's gonna be out 5 to 6 weeks or all that other craziness. Like, bro, y'all the first thing you should do is wait until the facts come out on it, or you hear from him himself, or it's somebody that's extremely close to the situation instead of people speculating something just off of a visual standpoint of it. LeBron ankle has touched the floor multiple times in his career. And you know what I'm saying? Obviously, it's a difference in player, like Iron Man kind of thing. But it take a little bit of time to come back. You know what I mean? A week or two, depending on how bad the roll was, and you'll be straight. You know what I mean? So it's like it was just a freak accident. Like it's rare to see. I think I've only seen one other person get hurt in warm ups, and that was Miles Turner. And how did I know that? Because I had him on my NBA fantasy, and I had him started. I went back to check it because like it's you can't change it after the game start, right? And when you're going through warm-ups, it's too late to change it. So man, I was playing. Next thing I know, I look at him. What is going on? Like, read the little report. He got hurt during warm-ups and layup line. Hold on, man. Ain't no way. Yep, it happened. So it's like you just got to be careful. I'm very surprised at the fact that there was like some type of moisture condensation on the floor that kind of caused him to kind of take that step, that awkward step like that. Because KD does the same pregame warm up all the time. It's the layup, what is it? Hard dribble left, one step pull up. Like he does the same unique you know what I'm saying, warm up pattern. He's never got hurt, you know what I'm saying, in warm ups or the layup line. So it's like something that definitely had to be contribute to that for that to happen. You know what I mean? D-Man said he too damn, yeah. I know you talking about Zion. My bad. I'm a little late to that. Jacker in the building, sleep team, man. Appreciate you stopping through. Yeah. Zion's definitely too big to be that explosive, putting that much pressure on his joints, man. He's gonna have to change, whether it be change the way he plays, which I don't think he can do. So it's gonna have to be his weight. If he changes his weight and he slims down, he'll be more explosive, but his body will be able to manage it because his body is already used to such a heavy workload. So it'll just give them, you know, it'll give them an assist. That's the best way to put it. He definitely needs that kind of help for it, man. So hoping he can get right and get himself situated. And again, back to this KD thing, these narratives of what they're trying to push, man, is just not true. Altogether, it's not true. You know what I mean? Like I said, the Suns, they have a team that they have the ability and the team to allow KD to take his time to not rush back. And I think that's exactly what you're going to see. They said 2 weeks. I think it'll be me personally. I think it'll be probably 2.5 weeks, depending on how the Suns are doing. But I think the Suns will be able to hold, you know, so they'll be able to hold serve. They're in the 4th seed right now. I think they'll be able to stay avoiding the play-in situation, I would think. So they should be just fine. I don't think they'll need to rush him back in any kind of way. They just want to play smart basketball and make sure that they, you know, like they give him the amount of time he needs to come back, not feeling rushed, and ease him into it while they go into the playoffs. That's when you want him there the most, is in the playoffs. But I mean, if you watched any of the few games he played with them, I mean, it was seamless. I mean, it felt like a glove the way his game is fitting in with the Phoenix Suns. It was a situation where I'm watching the game. I'm just like, man, it look like they've been playing together. This does not look like it's their second, you know what I'm saying, first, second, or third game together. It looks like they've been playing together for a few seasons. And again, me and my brother Fi was talking about that, man. That KD has his game can translate and fit into any system in the NBA, man. That's what makes him so deadly, is the fact that his skills and what his ability, what he can bring to the table. He legit can go to any team and fit into any. You can plug him into any system, and he's gonna be successful. I mean, there ain't no other way around it. My brother Brian Corbett in the building. Salute to you, man. Let me get you right real quick. Yeah, bro. He KD can fit into any system no matter where he goes. Why? Because he is not ball dominant. He does not need the ball to be effective. He can catch and shoot. He can obviously go get you a bucket or a one on one. He can go and get you a bucket one on one any given time, any moment he wants. He can do it all. Let's just say that, man. And again, he's 7 foot, very efficient scorer. It's rare, man. I can say it. I'm not even going to disrespect him and say it's rare to see a player at that height, that talented. KD is a 1-on-1. I mean, you're gonna see something that's similar, but it ain't gonna be. It's never gonna be probably another KD the way he is. And like I said, how efficient, how he understands the game, and how he plays the game, and his dedication to it. Trust me when I tell y'all that, man. A lot of people sleep on KD. I'm not sleeping. Wide awake. I definitely see what his skill set, see what he brings to the game, and I'm appreciative of what I see. One of my favorite players to watch play the game, just because, like I said, it's pure basketball. If you don't believe me, go watch some of KD highlights, and you'll see what I mean. It's pure. It's a pure scorer. You know what I mean? When you boil down to, he's a pure scorer when you see it, and you can mid-range, 3-point, layup, dunk, fadeaway, all of it, total package on the offensive end for sure, man. And it's like I said, if you're not familiar or you don't believe me, go and look at KD. Watch the footwork. Watch where he gets to his spots, which his spot is everywhere on the floor, and he just rises up, man. He understands all that. He understands how to create separation so he can get the shot off, even though he don't need it, but he understands how to do all that, create that separation, get a comfortable shot off. And it's like, man, it's crazy. Brother Brian Corbett said him and Westbrook together was phenomenal. Against some others. Hey man, you said it. You said it. You said it. But yeah, I mean, no OKC days back in the day was, man, that was something. That was something crazy to watch, man. The energy and passion Russ played with, but then that young KD that was just out there, just man, putting people in body bags, whether at the rim or out. You know what I'm saying? At the 3-point line, mid range, he was doing it all. He's continuously to do the same thing. And they think about it this way: imagine if he didn't have those back-to-back injuries. Imagine if he didn't lose, you know what I'm saying, a year or two based off of injuries and stuff like that. Imagine if he didn't miss those games, man. What his scoring numbers would be? It'd be insane. But like I said, man, that dude is he's a phenomenal player, man. I appreciate what he does and what he brings to the game, but like I said, if you're not familiar with KD, which I find that extremely hard for anybody not to be, but if you're not familiar with him, I highly suggest you go and look up some highlights of that brother, and you can see what I mean and why I'm sitting there speaking to in good light of him like that, man. But yeah, so he's out again 2 weeks. I think he'll probably take 2.5, maybe at the very most 3 weeks, but probably 2.5, just to be safe. You know what I mean? Just to make sure he's coming back at his own comfort level. He doesn't feel rushed back, and then that way he's not pressuring or putting additional pressure on himself or anything like that. Um, Brian Corbett said if they had 2 more years with Harden, yeah, that would have been a tough three-headed monster they would have had, man. Absolutely. But the thing is, you would have had to probably bench Russ because Harden needs the ball because he's a playmaker. You know what I mean? If you watch even his games now, he's not really doing anything because he's not a catch and shoot person. Harden, he needs the ball in his hand because he's a playmaker, and we all know. And there's no slight or disrespect to Russ. I mean, without the ball, he's not going to be catching shooting anything. You know, he ain't catching shooting nothing. I mean, he can't catch and shoot throwing a fish in the ocean type situation. You know what I mean? So um, it's like, yeah, it probably was the best thing that could have happened, at least for Harden and his evolution as a player. I think it was the best thing that could have happened. So that's just my take on that. Sorry, I'm out. My daughter in the background playing, man. She's starting to walk now, so she waddling around trying to get her little steps in. But yeah, man, we're gonna slide on to this Warriors and Grizzlies. We can call it a quote unquote rivalry, if you will. I can't. What do y'all think, man? Do y'all think that Warriors versus Grizzlies is a rivalry, or what do you want to call it? Because I have something in mind that I want to call it, but I'm curious to see or hear what y'all want to call it. What are you whining about, huh? Right. Come here. All right, Chunky. So I'm curious. What do y'all call it? You know what I mean? Do you call the Warriors and Grizzlies a rivalry, or do you call that? Do you call it just, you know what I'm saying, two teams competing at a high level and leave it at that? I'm very curious to know because I mean, what I think of it might be different and differ for a lot of how everybody else looks at it, man. Because me, I look at it. It's a rivalry when you know what I mean. You done knocked off a team or stopped their pathway, either getting to a chip or you done took a chip out their hand. You know what I mean? Like when you like the Lakers and Celtics, that's a rivalry. You know what I mean? They battled years back and forth. You know what I'm saying? Winning titles, beating each other for the title. I mean, my Lakers got 17 and Celtics got 18. You know what I mean? So it's like that's a rivalry right there. That's a true rivalry. And it's like this one, yeah, it's yeah, BCC, yeah, it's just competition. I agree, it's definitely competition because the Grizzlies haven't done nothing to put it in the midst that it's a rivalry. You know what I mean? With the Warriors, Warriors got championships to show for it. The Grizzlies have nothing to show for it. But I'll say this: the Grizzlies is definitely letting it be known that they're not scared, man, and they coming for the Warriors. They letting it know we're gonna compete. We done beat y'all in some games, and y'all done beat us in some games. But when the marbles are all on the line, you know what I mean, the Warriors went out there and did what they needed to do to go ahead and get past them and go get that chip. You know what I mean? So you can't necessarily hold them accountable or hold them, responsible for that. Yeah, I agree. BC, show me in the playoffs. That's what they're gonna have to do. And that's why I wish I could play that little clip, but I ain't trying to get a strike or get copyrighted for it, man. When Steph, you know what I mean, walked up to Ja, and Ja had missed that game with a little layup, and Steph told him, "What was that? Yeah, come on, man, come on." Ja face said it all, bro. He went from like looking like Matt, or he looked like I can't do that. I just tricked that layup to look like he wanted to punch Steph. You know what I mean? Because Steph was telling him like they was doing all that talking, but hey, it's a matter of who walked away with, you know what I'm saying, who walked away with all the marbles, who came out on top, who was victorious. And yeah, we all know the Warriors were. So it's like for me, it's not a rivalry, but man, the league is eating it up right now because they need something. They need something to talk about right now. And you got these two with Draymond Draymond and Brooks going at it. You know what I mean? Brooks, hey, you can say what you want to say about Draymond, but Brooks can't hold a candle to Draymond's career, bro, because Brooks ain't done nothing. He hasn't won a single accolade, made an all-star game or all-star team, made it to a championship game. He hasn't done anything, but that doesn't mean he does not have the right to compete and, you know what I'm saying, talk his stuff. I ain't saying he can't or he ain't got the right to, but when it boils down to it, bro, them words is falling on deaf ears because you ain't done nothing to be able to sit at the table to kind of talk like that. So it's like it's almost like a rookie talking to a vet, bro. Like you're a rook. You just now getting here. You just now trying to get it. You trying to get to where I done already been to already numerous times. You trying to get to a comfort level where I've been comfortable for years. And so it's like, yeah, it's one of the things, man, that it's definitely a situation, bro, where Brooks has just gotta, you know what I'm saying, keep playing, you know what I mean? Keep it between the lines, you know what I'm saying, when during the game, talk your little whatever you're gonna say and stuff like that. But it's like at the end of the day, bro, you applying pressure to your team, which hopefully your team responds to that pressure. But at the same time of them responding to that pressure, you know, don't put yourself in a situation where y'all writing a check that your buck ain't cash. That's one thing that I would suggest that they definitely try and do is making sure that if you're gonna be out there talking as if you're, you know what I'm saying, a 19-time champion, you better at least go and get one first before you sit there and try to act like it. Because you know what I mean, if you can't do that and you sit there talking like you tough or talking like, you know what I mean, you done did this and that and and you got the ability to change a game single handedly, or you the all-star player of your team or the leader of the team and stuff like that, then cool. But in the case of Brooks, hey, you ain't done none of that, bro. You don't have that cachet. You don't have that. You don't have that respect and that garners that attention across the league. You ain't selling jerseys like that. So it's like, bro, you gotta, you know what I'm saying, stay humble about the situation of it. Stay humble about what you're doing. You know what I mean? But hey, like I said, I ain't here to tell him not to talk his stuff. Keep talking. I, I I love it. I love seeing the competition. I love seeing people compete and show passion in the game, man. My brother Brian Corbett said, "What's going to happen with Ja for the playoffs?" I think right now, bro. They said that they're going to have him be away from the team for at least 4 more games. So again, that indefinitely tag is still there because I think if they want to move it, they can. But in reality, I think they're going to give him like a 10-game suspension, which he's pretty. I mean, if he add 4 more games, he's going to be pretty close to 10-game suspension. And then I think he will get a fine, and then they're probably going to have him probably um, do the whole seek help or classes and stuff like that to ensure that he's on the up and up with everything he's doing. That's what I personally think. Just because since the investigation from the police thing, which again was nonsense, that shouldn't even have never happened. Because it was like, what's the point of y'all saying it when all over to something that ain't gonna yield nothing? But um, I think the NBA is still just doing their whole little investigation of it. Is that if it all comes out on the up and up for him, I think honestly it's just going to be a 10-game suspension, fine, and then have him taking courses or classes for it. That's what I personally think. Because I mean, if you look at it from this point, they understand that the Grizzlies are in a pivotal point, and he is literally the star player. Yeah, he did a bonehead thing or whatever you want to call it, but at the end of the day, you know what I mean. Like, are they gonna hurt the brand to try and make an example out of Ja? You know what I mean? That's the thing we have to keep an eye on and look at. Is like he means too much to the Grizzlies, and he means too much to the fact of like in the playoffs. You know what I mean? Like I don't think they'll penalize him in the playoff situation of it. That's just my personal opinion. I think they're just gonna do the 10-game suspension, fine, classes, and that be that. That's what I personally think. But we're gonna have to see. Now I could be wrong. They could absolutely look to do something different and definitely, you know what I mean, go at him in a stronger kind of way. You know what I mean? Definitely something I can see happening or them doing or taking place. So we'll have to wait and see, y'all. We'll definitely have to wait and see. I'm very curious. I can't wait to see it. I don't know what they're gonna do, but that's just my take on what I think they'll do. But I'm definitely excited and hoping, you know what I mean, that he learns from it, being able to become a better person from it, move forward, and get to see him back out there on the court. And then obviously, again, in his private life, you know, everything be on the up and up, and he not have to, you know, deal with those kind of things going forward, man. That's my hope, but we'll have to, you know, again, wait and see what he does and what he's able to do. Um, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm getting something from the daughter here real quick. Little snack. She's in there going crazy. But yeah, like I said, I feel like with it though, man. Like I said, that I'm so happy now. I got a little a little snack. Um, I feel like you know what I mean. That yeah, it could have all been avoided, man. But it is what it is. You have to go through adversity to, you know what I'm saying, come out a better person from it. So we'll have to wait and see what he does and how he comes about from that. Um, but yeah, man, like I'm excited to see how the playoffs is going to shake out. I'm hoping all teams are healthy. Just because you know it's no fun when you're sitting here watching a watered down series or watered down playoffs in its entirety if everybody is hurt. Like I listed off and named to y'all earlier, all the all the big names that's hurt. Like I said, every single team has a player that's either impactful or a name that you're aware of or know of that's hurt or has been hurt and isn't 100%. You know what I mean? So we're seeing a lot of that, which is very unfortunate. But we're gonna have to wait and see. We're gonna have to wait and see if there's a change or wait and see anything else, man. Brother Brian Court said little girls are different. Yeah, she's going through her what is it, developmental milestone right now. So she's starting to walk. She just turned 11 months. So she's starting to walk and then teething and all kind of stuff, man. So she's just real needy, need us to be there, need us to hold her. She want to be there. She always wants somebody there with her, which is cool. You know what I mean? My son, his little boy was way more independent, but her, she needs you to she making her presence known. Where you going? Who you talking to? Let me see. It's super funny just be watching. I be cracking up at her, man. She's funny. She be definitely having me laughing and she keep me awake. So as much as she make me laugh, it helps me stay awake because this little girl does not let me sleep. She does not offer up sleep at all. At all. Good sleeper, but when you're going through them teething and all that stuff, man, nah, it's a whole different beast, man. But then also, man, on the piggyback side of this though, man, this Warriors team, like they keep snagging. I mean, they're in the sixth seed right now, but they keep snagging these multiple three game losing streaks. You know what I mean? Like the chemistry seems a little bit off. If you want to ask me, um, my brother Brian Carter said, "Oh, buddy, I got 4 kids. I know, bro. 2 and 2. Yeah, I got a boy and a girl." He just turned 2 years old, and then she'll turn one on March 23rd. So yeah, they right there. So I'm going through in the thick of it right now. But yeah, man, this Warriors teams and then they chemistry seem off, or is it just me? Something seemed a bit different. Not sure what it is. Not sure if it's due to the fact that you had Steph out, you know, for an extended period of time because he was hurt. You had Draymond out for an extended period of time because he was hurt. Wiggins is out for personal reasons and things of that nature. So you seeing a lot of the big names or people that's key cornerstones of that team that's either out or been out for an extended period of time. And so, you know what I mean? It seems like it's starting to affect this team. I was curious, like, man, I wonder whether or not if this is has Steve Kerr lost the locker room or them not really listening to him. You know what I mean? Like it's even though Mark Jackson built that whole, you know what I'm saying, from the foundation and ground up, you know what I'm saying, Steve Kerr came in there and reaped all the rewards of it. That's not saying he didn't do anything as a coach. Don't get me wrong, but at the end of the day, I mean, we got to call it what it is. We got to call it what we see. And that's what I saw, and that's what I'm seeing. So now I'm curious whether or not, you know, has Steve Kerr kind of lost the locker room or what exactly is it? Is are they still not cohesive or feeling sense of togetherness due to the fact of the situation that happened between J, um, Draymond Green, Draymond Green giving Jordan Poole, you know what I'm saying, a dirt nap in the middle of practice. You know, I mean, not to crack a joke at it or anything like that, but it's like, or are they still dealing with, you know what I'm saying, the emotional scarring that came behind that? You know what I mean? The whole team kind of being looked at as if like, hey, what Draymond is Debo on the block, you know what I mean? If he whatever he say goes type situation. So I mean, I think that obviously threw a huge rift in the team from that perspective as far as like the chemistry. But I also think that 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 it seems something different too. And again, I'm not putting it out there for the airways gospel or anything like that. My channel is never going to be about gossip. It's never going to be about hearsay and weirdness and stuff like that. I try to keep my content, give you guys responsible content. Any of the basketball people that's hearing this or hear my voice on the airway, I try to be right down the middle with it as much as I can, and speak of from a perspective that's not um, what I'm saying? I wouldn't say passing judgment, but that's not one side. You know what I mean? Like if I'm saying one thing, I'm willing to listen to the other side of something. And I try to be responsible with the content that I give. So, but again, it's just I can't help but wonder, is that the situation or is that the case? You know what I mean? Has Steve Kerr kind of lost his grip a little bit on the locker room, and so things are kind of rattling apart at this point. So we have to wait and see. Or like I said, maybe it's just the fact that they've been dealing with injuries off and on so much, and so it's just everybody's just trying to get their footing again. They just got to make sure that they right the ship when it comes to playoff time, so then that way they can give themselves the best opportunity to make at repeating, and also what I'm saying, making a deep playoff push as well. Um, my brother Brian Corbin said they're off. Draymond ready to beat old buddy up again. Yeah, man. He said that was some high school. You seen the other night. Draymond was big man. Yeah, that's what I was saying, Brian Corbin. Like if you look at it, it just seemed like the chemistry is definitely off, but it just seemed like there's a little bit of something else that's going on too. Can't quite put my finger on it or pinpoint it, but it just seemed like something was a little off right now with the Warriors. So we have to wait and see how they shake up and how they come out of it. But yeah, him again. I wish I could play the the clip of it, but I don't want to get flagged or in trouble. I gotta talk to some of my bigger brothers that's been doing this much longer than me, man. The Money Browns, the ETBs, the brother G5, to holler at BFTV. I'm gonna holler at all of them, man, and figure out, hey, can you play it without sound, or how short does the clip have to be, or any of that, so you're not gonna get a strike or anything like that. I gotta ask the bros about that so they can let me know. Because I would have definitely played that clip for y'all where Draymond and Brooks was kind of face to face a little bit, and Draymond kind of put his hand up and pushed Brooks' face with his elbow and with the ball, kind of like one of the kind of things where you're antagonizing the situation of it, but yeah, you're gonna throw your hands up like, hey, I'm not doing nothing. Like, what I mean, that's what I saw. That's what I got from that. And it was just funny though, because it was just like, yeah, bro, like what are you doing, Draymond? So if he would stole off on you like you did Jordan Poole, then who would be in the wrong? You know what I mean? Bro, the Surrey 357 in the building. Salute to you. TWT in the building. Let me get you right real quick. But yeah, it's one of the things, when you look at it, what do you do? You know what I mean? Like I said, if that would have happened, or if he would have decided, you know what, I'm gonna still off on you because you putting you muffing me in my face, like you mushing my face kind of thing. What would have happened? Who would have been at the wrong for it? You know what I mean? So that's definitely something that, again, man, like I don't know what he was doing, if he was trying to draw a tech on Brooks, because we all know, man, if pretty much every two techs Brooks get, bro, he gonna be suspended the game. So again, Brooks got to understand that, bro. He's more important to his team. He can't be out there doing those type of things, making those type of mistakes, and putting his team at risk. And because your best ability is availability. You know what I mean? If you're not available for your team, then you're a hindrance. You're just gonna be sitting on the sideline being a headache. You're not gonna be doing nothing for your team. So it's like, why would you want to do that? Why would you want to be like that? Why would you want to be that selfish of a player where you sitting up here trying to do all these things, knowing that you can't be doing that because your team needs you out there. But if you get a tech, the next tech you get, you're gonna suspend the game. So every two techs you get from this point forward, you get suspended the game. So that's what you want to do, and that's the type of player you want to say, oh, we're a dynasty, or you want to talk tough and big, but you're gonna be sitting and watching from the sidelines because you can't do nothing. That's why a lot of these players try to keep their cool as best as they can, to understanding that when you get around that tech point, when you get teed up, every two technicals is a suspension, bro. You at that point, bro, it changes and alters the way you play. You're not able to play with that same edge. You're not able to go out there and really commit to it and play passionate or anything like that, because one wrong mistake, one wrong, air swing or anything like that, boom, you teed up. Guess what's gonna happen? You get to the next one, you're gonna miss a game. They could have come at a crucial point. Kind of the same thing that happened to Draymond when they was playing Cleveland. I think that was in was it 2015 or 2016 when Cleveland beat the Warriors for their championship, and Draymond had to miss that pivotal game. It's like, hey, I'm not saying, I'm not saying what could have been or whatever, or Draymond could have changed the outlook of the game or anything like that. But what happened happened, and the rest is history. And so we got to see that happen. So it's like, yeah, dude, you got to be responsible, bro. You can't just be out here thinking loose cannon and you gonna get away with this and that and all that. Like, I don't know. My man's be coming to the game dressed. One day he dressed like a professional. Next day he dressed like a stripper from Las Vegas. And then the next time after that he dressed like a pimp. The next time after that he dressed like a homeless. I'm like, bro, just I ain't gonna say nothing about the fashion, but just from a mental standpoint, keep your head in the game, bro. Like keep your head in the game. Stay focused and stay committed on the right thing and being out there for your team. That's my suggestion. That's what I have for him, man. Brother Brian Corbett said Draymond needs to be the bigger man and galvanize the troops and not beat them up. Hey, notice he did that. He did that with somebody safe. I can tell you that he ain't doing that to no Jonathan Kaminga or no you know what I'm saying? Yeah, nah, he ain't doing that with nobody like that. I can tell you that much. Kaminga throw all the way to put hands on Draymond. Kaminga not playing none of that. He'll throw it all the way to put hands on Draymond, bro. He not having that. Draymond not doing that to no Jermichael Green that's there too. Jermichael Green ain't going. He'll put hands on Draymond quick, fast, and in a hurry. So it's like, yeah, bro, like I ain't wishing it. I ain't saying violence is the key. I'm not saying that's the point of happening or to, what I'm saying, make certain things violence is not the answer kind of thing, but um he chose wisely whom he decided to do that with. I can tell you that much. There's a couple players on that team where he made the right choice to say I'm gonna do this for this person. He made the right choice to say oh this I know this person may or may not swing or do anything. What? Oh, so yeah, it's like that's the thing. You know what I mean? Come play on my daughter. But like I said, wasn't planning to be here for a long time or a long time like that, man. As y'all can hear, this little come here, big girl. Little monster in the back is going crazy. Um, but yeah, I like I said, wasn't planning to be here for a long time. Just want to get out here, talk this basketball with y'all, man. Cover the Josh situation, KD situation, the Warriors versus Grizzlies, the so-called quote unquote rivalry that is, and then the injuries across the league, man. Too, it's crazy. Not sure exactly what's going on and things like that, but like I said, I haven't seen a season. It's been a long time since I've seen a season where it's been consistent injuries across the board for dang near every team, and they're big names. They're not little names. They're big names. The KDs, the Bronze, the 80s, the Lucas, the list goes on. And it's like you're seeing consistent injuries across the board. It's not a good thing. I can tell you that much. Brother Brian Corbett said he picked the light skin. Yeah, bro. He made a business decision. I can tell you that much. He knew what he was doing because he knew what was gonna come behind that if he'd have chose violence with somebody else that's really with that. So he said, let me go ahead and pick the person that's gonna look like here. Let me pick the person that's gonna least likely to do something back. You know what I mean? I think that's where he was at with it. And like I said, he chose right. He chose the right person that wasn't gonna do nothing back with him. Unfortunately, and not a right thing, or I wouldn't say not too funny or not a right thing, but he made the right decision. I can tell you that much. But yeah, man, like I said, I wasn't planning to be here too long. I'm gonna go ahead and get out the way. I know some other brothers is on some channels I'd probably go listen to and chime in on it and hear a little bit of everything about. But I definitely wanted to touch in and tap in with the people, have a quick discussion, and make sure I'm more consistent and being with it, man. So I appreciate each and every one of y'all stopping through. What's the matter, baby? What? Okay. But yeah, definitely appreciate each and every one of y'all, you know what I'm saying, tapping in, coming through, showing love and supporting the channel. Definitely appreciate that. And like I said, man, the thing is, I'm going to try to be more consistent at it. Try to make sure that I'm tapping in with y'all each and every day, keeping y'all up to date with all the news that's going on. As far as from a basketball standpoint, the drama I don't do, nor do I care for it. So yeah, but that's all I got for y'all, man. Again, I appreciate you stopping through. I'm gonna catch y'all on another one. Y'all be easy, be safe out there, and y'all take care, man. Until then, I'll catch y'all later.